shaking underneath, trying to take me alive. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma find my way through the blood and pain, game of survival. Anytime or place, watch 'em run away. I got none. I'll be standing on my own, never gonna take my throne. I got no rival. Watch 'em run away. I got no. I got no rival.
Hello and welcome back to another episode on Turf Moorhouse TV, and we are glad to have you with us as the championship season is about to get underway. Fortunately, I have a Premier League guest. I say unfortunately, it's just that obviously because he's from the Premier League, he doesn't half mind wanting to rub it in. But you know, he deserves to be where they want to be. However, that we'll delve with Chris when we get to him. For now, guys, please do, if you can do us a massive favour, drop us a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you haven't, then please do. And also hit that notification bell. You will then be notified whenever we go live. And as I say, we will be going live over the next couple of days as well with some stuff. So, yeah, the championship season is soon to be upon us. As I say, we are on all social media. You will see us firing stuff out over the socials over the weekend, especially tomorrow since it's game day. And these are the socials you can find us on.
Yeah, hi, yeah. Sorry, just on the phone to me agent. Well, didn't you know they're not in the Premier League anymore? I mean, who booked me on this? I mean, come on. I mean, the community service is over, but you know it's Premier League only. I'm on Championship shit now. Who's done it? Oh, sorry, you're still there. Hello. Oh, the devil!
You know what? To be honest, I just thought I'll sit back. I'll let him have his moment of madness. He'll eventually move on from it. Don't worry about it. But no, Chris is back. And you will be seeing some more of Chris as well. He'll be back with us tomorrow as well for the watch along.
I am. Can't wait. Good God!
He's come to see some proper football, is what he's come to say.
I haven't been to watch Pool Town for years. It'd be just like that.
So, no, first and foremost, thanks, Chris, for coming on. Obviously, championship prediction. Obviously, Leicester in the Premier League, not made a signing yet, but, you know, as you said on your show, Tottenham went a season without making a signing. So sometimes it can be beneficial. It can work.
Sorry, what's that word mean? Signing? I don't understand what that means.
Well, I can understand this season anyway.
I tell you what, we sign a bloody new tea lady, I'll be happy.
I bet. I've heard the brews at the club are awful. But no, thanks for coming on. Thanks for obviously, you know, you're just going to be winging it just as much as myself and Kate is in the chat. So it should be fun. As I say, guys, please do get involved. Give us your thoughts on who you think's going to win what game. Win, draw, or away is what we are going for. You can put a score if you want. Feel free. But as I say, get your comments in, get involved. Chris, obviously you've come in, and it's only right I'll let you shout out your socials and plug your channel because you do some amazing stuff on the YouTube scene. So fire away.
Thank you so much. It's at Leicester TID on Twitter and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube. And just a special we've got coming up at the weekend for any Nottingham Forest fans. It's a pre-season relegation party show. So just for you Forest fans.
We have already got one in the chat.
Oh, I know.
So first up then, I'll just have a look at some of the comments. Statman's in. He says, enjoy the show, guys. I'll be in pain for the next few hours, lol. I've liked the stream. Big up. You know what? I want to give a massive shout out to Steve Stubbs. At 8 o'clock this evening, he went one further than the one chip challenge and tried the toe of Satan, which is a lollipop. Yeah, it was a lollipop that you have to keep in your mouth for 5 minutes. And if you can keep it in for 5 minutes, basically you're a madman. He managed 5 minutes and 38 seconds. His eyes were streaming. His nose was streaming. His mouth had gone that numb that he was dribbling all over. And then he completely forgot. His legs had gone numb. He actually said, my legs have gone numb. My head hurts. This is a man who absolutely aced the one chip challenge.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
And this was, he had to cut the stream, Chris. I won't lie. He had to cut the stream. He couldn't, it was just too much for him. It were too much. So that means you'll never see me do it. But yeah, for a man who loves Spartan to do that, absolutely cracking effort, Steve. Obviously, if you're not in, you're not in. But if you are, commend you for what you did. Brave man, braver than most of us. Andy says, Burnley invincible season, I hope. Fingers crossed. Even if we do win tomorrow, technically we go 24 unbeaten because we're still 23 unbeaten from 6 years ago. Kate says, I hope you're all right, Steve. As I say, I think he might have gone from the chat, probably gone for a lie down in a cold room.
He hasn't got his video up on his channel yet.
Have you not?
Hang on, let me just go into videos. No.
Right,
No,
Phil says, evening, Dan, so hope you're well, Phil. Doug's in, he says, hello, Dan, hope you're well, Doug. And he says, and Chris, don't worry, you can't forget the monkey without the organ grinder, can you?
When
Phil
was the
says,
last time that organ got grinded, mate?
I should put that at the bottom. No organs have been grinded in the making of this video. Mark Zinni says, evening legend, the effort Dan puts into this channel is insane and big up to you and a great mate of mine. Helped me a lot. Hit the like, share and subscribe to this amazing channel. Thank you very much for the shout out. Also, losing...
Is that not Niall? You know what I mean?
As you can see from Chris's channel, you've got, it says there, LTRD TV, losing Tielemans in December is what it means.
I want to lose him now, mate, and we can move on. I'm getting bored.
Wouldn't surprise me. Doug says, Dan, thanks for the amazing intro. Not a problem. Happy to help. Happy to help. I should have an Asda badge saying the same thing. Kate says, I love your intro video. Doug says, hi, Kate. Thanks. True Red's in saying, Leicester get battered. I won't sing it, but, we'll see come this season.
Let them have a moment of glory.
Jake's in. He says, smash it, lad. Thanks very much, Jake. Love to you, mate. Hope you're well. Kate says, hi, Doug. Hi, Punk. True Red says, 4-1 on your day out, 4-1. Chris Welch is in. He says, evening, lads. Hope you're well, Chris. The man, the myth, the legend that is. Craig's in. He says, hi, Dan. Shame we've had to swap you for Forest.
Is that my Craig bird, or is this another Craig bird?
I'm not sure.
No.
However, they're just keeping it warm for us. I said to Chris, there's a team in the Premier League currently keeping our place warm. So yeah, we'll call it Forest. Doug says, hi, Craig. Helen's in. She says, evening, Dan. Hi, chat. Hope you're well, Helen. Mackie's in. He says, Burnley win. Twan to score if fit. I hope so. Mate. Doug says, hi, Helen. The man who spots anyone in red, Anthony's in the chat. He says, I'll be watching Burnley tomorrow on the Comedy Channel. I could do with a laugh. Big up, Dan. Well, that's probably going to be not long after it shows the Bristol City season review for the last 6 or 7 seasons. So, if you're still awake by that point,
isn't it?
Yeah, they could show all that in an ad break.
Longer than an ad break.
True Red says subscribe to Dan and to Chris, I suppose. Stephen's in. He says, hello all. Hope you're well, Stephen. Big up to yourself. Ellen says, Burnley swap for Leeds. I will take that. And Craig says, it's the one and only. It is. Live and direct. Back in the room.
The man with the beard. Always a year or so behind the fashions. Keep up with us, mate. Keep up with us. You've only done that because it's grey and it shows you tan off.
There he is. The wise old sage. Yeah. There he is.
Hello, Craig. Long time.
And Mark says, yeah, it's Fulham keeping it warm. So, well, it seems that we've already had 3 teams meant to be keeping it warm, which is something to look forward to. Ozzy says, funnily enough, looking forward to the match tomorrow. Verdict 3-1 to Burnley. We can still cope without players gone. I agree. Let's hope for something like that. Anyway, Chris, just a quick question on your team. Obviously, I know you're in the Premier League, but how do you think you guys will fare this season? As obviously, we won't get to talk much about Leicester this year with, the fact that we're in a completely different division.
I've got to be totally honest with you, mate. I've no idea. Last season was disappointing. It wasn't a write-off. We finished 8th, one place outside of Europe. We got to a European semi-final. So it was disappointing rather than an actual, write-off. We've got so many players back from injury. And I mean, as you know, you were in my show just before this. We had the chief writer from the Leicester Mercury on answering questions. And he said it's probably going back 18 months before we could put a team out that we could put out against Seville because of the fact that we've got everybody fit. So it's kind of like, having new signings. What I'm glad is that I don't want to go down the Leeds road. I don't want us to spend. Yes, I get annoyed when we're not making things and Forest have paid, bought 10 players or whatever. It does get annoying. But, the other flip side of the coin is you've got to think of FFP and, we're not Man City, so we would get done for it. And like I say, the last thing you want to do as a club is go down the Leeds road and end up, in the 3rd tier again. Not unlike Bristol City will be next season.
I hope so. Kate says there, remember to hit that sub button for both Daniel and Chris. Chris's link to his YouTube channel is in the description of the video, so please do go check that out. As I say, a massive thank you to everyone who helped. Ryan as well, the Huddersfield Town fan who came on, reached that 100 subs mark as well while we were doing the women's watch along. So I appreciate everyone that went over and showed Ryan their support.
What?
Watching the women's watch along.
I don't. What channel is that?
It's easy for us to say. It's easy for us to say. Not so much easy for Jonathan Ross.
No. But I tell you what, it's a lot better than some of the men's football.
It has been indeed. If anything, it's kept us sane during football being out. But quiet from us for a while. Statman's in. He's alive. He's well. He says, I'm here, boys. As I say, massive respect to you. Absolute massive respect to you.
Where's the video, Statman? It's not on your channel yet.
It showed it on my phone. It was still on my phone. But you know what? You deserve as much respect. The Hot Chip Challenge meant nothing to you. It was a walk in the park, but that was something else. That was something else. As I say, for a man who loves his sparse and seeing you struggle, I know now to avoid that. Because the toe of Satan can go do one. Chris says, if you want to know about Leicester Football Club, Chris is your man. That's the place to be.
True.
That is the place to be. So let's get into it then. Let's get into the main stuff then. We're obviously, it is called the EFL Prediction Show, but obviously it is going to be predicting the championship weekly scores. So what we're going to do is, it's not going to be regarding Tuesday games. So just to let you know now, it's only going to be focusing on the Saturday till Tuesday. So any games from Saturday, Sunday and Monday, we will predict. But the Tuesday games, we're not, because it just becomes too much and a long-ass show. So, as I say, we'll just keep it to Saturdays for now. The channel's only small. You've got to think, and I do everything from my phone. Don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger. True Red's in. He says, yeah, 10 or so players, but that's not to say all of them will work out at the club.
Fair point.
Is a fair point. Anthony says, 14 likes. Smash the like button. Cheers, Anthony. Do appreciate that. Let's get those likes up. So appreciative of everybody who has. And Chris says, I think you're a lunatic for doing it, Statman. Same with others, but I have to give you credit for having courage for doing it and others that do it. Yeah, you're a madman, an absolute madman. Your face was as red as a Liverpool T-shirt, honestly. You were a true, well, as we've seen as we've got in the chat, you were a true red. There was no getting away from that. So, Chris, I mean, obviously you've probably not seen much of the Championship. We've been in that top division for so long now. But I'm going to ask you a quick question. I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's your 3 for promotion next season?
Oh, I really, really hope, and those of you that are new to seeing me because you've not been following my channel, understand why I'm going to say this, but I really hope that it's not Norwich and Watford. I really,
I understand.
No, please. Somebody just take them out. I'm not recommending violence, but just break the legs. They should have got to put the kids out. Just don't let them come back up. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you've got to say Huddersfield will possibly be up there. They have changed the manager, but obviously they nearly made it. Apart from a sort of dodgy VAR in the final. Luton, I'd love to see Luton come up. I really was. That's not bad, Anthony. Not bad. I'd really like. I say, I've got a lot of time for Luton. I mean, we got James Justin from them. They looked after Kieran Dewsbury Hall for us, and they've not been there before, and that's what I like. Do you know what I mean? It's I know Forest have come up. They've not been up here for 10 years or whatever it's been, even longer. But these clubs that haven't been up, yes, it's all that's what the dream is about, of getting to the top. And then, hey, you never know. Look at Leicester. You've got to. Football is all about dreaming. And
yeah, it is.
It's being taken away from us with all the money that's in it now. So, I mean, that's 2. I don't know, to be honest with you. I hope it's not West Brom. I really don't want it to be Coventry. I know I don't want to get you any more hate than you're already getting. I'm not going to say Blackburn Rovers because I know you'll hate me forever if I was to say that. I don't...
Chris, can you please refrain from using such language? This is a family channel.
I do apologise. I will wash my mouth out. I will one second. I will swill my mouth out. There we go. I do apologise. There's so many clubs last season that when you look at it, at some point or another seem to be vying for the playoffs, and then they they kind of just fell away at the last minute. I mean, Chris, you've probably got, I'd say, unfortunately, I do think it is going to probably be Norwich.
Yeah.
I really don't want them to, but I think Norwich, Huddersfield, and Luton, I really think.
No, Craig's gone for West Brom, Stoke, and Watford.
No.
I agree with the latter, though. No. I do agree with the latter. I think we do need a season or 2 to rebuild. But
sorry, I didn't read that bit.
But we'll see.
The reason that I didn't pick Burnley, and I wasn't having to go at Burnley.
No.
I do think that, because I've lived there. I do follow Burnley a little bit, but I think if you come back up straight away, I think that will actually be worse for you. Yeah,
I couldn't have said it any better. I mean, you couldn't have said it any better, Chris. I've said the same. I'd rather us sort of consolidate this year and then make sure that if we do get promoted, it's because we know we're going to make a bloody good run of it. We're not going to become another yo-yo club, which I wouldn't want from us. Geordie Toonfallar says, get the Mackhams down. We'll try our best. We'll try our best to send them back down for you. And he says Stoke, Watford, and Norwich.
What's everybody knows something about Stoke that I don't? They didn't have a particularly good season last season, as far as I can
But
see.
no, I think obviously Geordie's gone for Stoke because obviously they've now got Dwight Gale potentially. So there could be that. The old Newcastle sort of linked in there. Anthony says Norwich, Watford, and Sheffield United. You know what? I'm glad you were being a realist, Anthony, and you didn't say Bristol City because we all know you'd have been talking shit.
Can I just say, I don't know who made the comment further up. I don't know if you read it out or not, and I apologise if you did. Somebody said, True Red, in fairness, someone different than just the same old clubs. It gets boring eventually, if you ask me. True Red, I mean, I know, clip this because it's never going to happen again for the rest of the season. I agree with you. I absolutely, totally agree with you. It is getting boring. I can predict now if Norwich and Watford go up, Norwich will come straight back down, and Watford will be on the third manager by the time it's the end of the season.
Where are we on comments? Where are we? It's gone
Sorry,
further.
mate.
It's all right. It's all right. It's just this laptop's slow as anything. Mark says Stoke have brought in Gale, Laurent from Reading, Flint from Cardiff, as well as Campbell, etc. in that team. Phil says there Stoke have made some good signings. Okay. And Craig says Stoke have a decent manager and they've rebuilt slowly. So we'll see. As I say, that we all know how tough the Championship can be. I keep mentioning Barnsley, 2 seasons ago, battled hard to get to the playoffs. Last season relegated to League One. It just goes to show that, it's every club for themselves in this division. It's going to be very, very tough. And Jody Toonplas says
to get out of.
It is. It's a brilliant division. But as I say, I think it's a lot more tougher than the Premier League to call as the Championship. And he said, gone for an outsider in QPR. Interesting.
I mean, I'm not having a dig at you, but I don't think teams that get relegated should have that parachute payment because it does give them an advantage. And this is why Norwich and Watford keep coming back up.
Probably.
It gives them that advantage over other clubs. And it's you shouldn't get... I mean, I suppose FIFA is the only place where they sort of, reward you for failure, but you come down, and I'm not having a dig at Burnley or Norwich Watford, but you shouldn't get that payment.
No, that's fair shout. True Red said it on every Burnley channel so far. There's been a massive overhaul in players at the club, so can't see anything special happening apart from a season of adjustment. Couldn't have put it any better myself. Mark says, oh dear, no. Michael O'Neill is a pathetic dinosaur as a manager. If Stoke get rid of a new manager, they could be up, but not with O'Neill. Helen says, I wish more clubs get promotion from the National League. Mark says, yes, Helen, should be 3 up and 3 down from League 2. Anthony says, the Championship is very hard league. I think Bristol City will finish mid-table. Interesting, very interesting. As I say, I think Burnley will finish 8th. I'll be happy with anywhere between 8th and 10th for me. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's get some predictions going. Mark's last comment: Bristol City have made some stunning signings. That I completely don't even know the sound. Says it all. Although Mark says it could be looking at playoffs for a shout. As I say, it's such an unpredictable league. But the league does get underway tomorrow with the first game of the season. And it is obviously my beloved Clarets take a trip to the John Smith Stadium for an 8 o'clock kickoff on Sky against Huddersfield. Chris, how do you see this one? Perfect time for Burnley to really play Huddersfield. Beginning of the season, 2 managers that we don't know how they're going to set up in Danny Schofield and company. It makes for an interesting first encounter for the season anyway.
It does. You've got a new manager, but you've got a good manager. And you've made a lot of signings. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing because, company's not going to play the same sort of football that Sean Dyche played, yeah. So he's going to want, he's going to need different players. Those players you had in, I don't think could have played football the way that Company wants to play it. And I think Company moving forward, I think I'd say you've done great to get him. You've made what looks to be quite a few nice signings as well. Huddersfield have lost, some of their best players. A new manager in, and I don't know the manager. I really... Are we doing scores or just picking the winners?
Not just either win, draw, or away. Okay,
no, that's fine. I mean, because I'm hoping, obviously, for a 5-5 because we're doing the watch along tomorrow. I am going to say, as the first game, I think it's going to be a draw.
You know what? I'm with you. I'm with you. I've gone for a draw. I've gone for a draw myself. I just think that either team will be still trying to work out where they are in the division. Not where they are in the division, but where, trying to find their feet. Yeah. It's the first game. Nobody will want to get an injury. Kate's gone for a Burnley win. I think Huddersfield will give us a good game, but I feel with the changes, we will come back stronger. Who knows? We'll see.
Surprise from the Yorkshire lash for that.
Yeah, it was a head or heart moment was this game for Kate. Craig says this could be a baptism of fire. I can't get my words out. New central defence against a solid team, 3-0.
Ooh.
Oof.
How to make friends and influence people, Craig?
Matt says, Naismith, yes, weaken Luton and strengthen yourself. All banter aside with Scott, Varman, etc. Bristol could have a clash here. Fair enough. Jody Toon says, away win 3-1. Get in. That's what I like to see. I mean, I know I've gone for a draw. Don't get me wrong, but I love that,
wouldn't you?
I'd take that in a heartbeat, yeah. Kate said it wasn't a case of head or heart. Helen says Scott Varman is a great player, but others have to weigh in. I agree. And the True Red says, went down Barnfield yesterday and the lads seem to be up for it to get the club back to the Premier League. Even with the amount of changes, they're chilled. Well, that's what we need to see. That is what we need to see. And Matt says it's Andy Varman to Helen, as well. So, yeah, I'm with you, Chris. I've gone for a draw for that one, and obviously Kate's gone for the Burnley win. Moving not really that far in terms of for the next one. A short trip down the M65. Flick your V's at the Ewood Park side on your way. There's plenty of them. And yeah, it's the dirty sister interferers taking on QPR. I mean, how do you see this one going? Because for me, as I say, Blackburn have still at this moment got the fake Chilean, Ben Brereton Diaz. Don't know why adding Diaz to the end of your name makes you sound exotic, but you don't. Bradley Dack is back from injury, so he should be in for them as well. But we saw last season, Blackburn were another team that started off pretty well. Thought they'd won the league by end of September, and then they dropped off.
Best employers I've ever had, Blackburn, I tell you, I won't hear a word said against them. I mean, a couple of...
That's how you shut a man up. You press the mute button. As soon as he said they were the best employers, I couldn't hold it in. I couldn't hold it in, Chris. Could not hold it in. I've unmuted you.
You'll regret it. No, I mean, two teams.
I've got to get my own back. He's muted me a few times. I've got to do it.
I hadn't even noticed, mate. I hadn't even noticed. Yeah, I mean, there were two clubs that... the fact that I was only there 6 months, by the way, should tell you everything what I think about my time there.
That's true.
Yeah. Two clubs that were up until the last month or so of the season in with a shout with the playoffs, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Blackburn have gone downhill since the chicken people bought them out.
They've got a new manager as well, so obviously they got John whatever Bidarson or something, whatever he's called, the former Newcastle striker. He's in there now, so obviously they may have a new manager bounce.
I don't know whether that works at the start of the season, though. Do you know what I mean?
No, I
'Cause
suppose.
every manager should have a new season back at the start of the season because they've been working with the players and trying new things. I can't split these two either, so I'm going for a draw on this one.
A draw on this one. So you're with Kate on that one. So you're with Kate for a draw between Blackburn and QPR. I can't put anything other than QPR. I'm sorry. It's that was it. John Dahl
What channel,
Thomason.
mate?
That's the one, Geordie. I knew you'd know. Your former striker, John Dahl Thomason. True Red says Blackburn 0, QPR 2. And Max says QPR also have a new gaffer. Gerard's old. Oh yeah, it's Gerard's old assistant. Forgot about that. He became their manager, didn't he? So yeah, I've gone QPR. I can't go for Blackburn. It's just nah. I'd might as well just shut the channel down if I did. On to the next one then, and again, another team, another northern team. Is at the trip to the seaside for Reading. Reading for me looked like a bit of a poor side. Probably, I think I've tipped them for nigh on relegation this season. Blackpool's slowly building something. Michael Appleton's come in, second stint. Is it going to have a similar effect to how West Ham and Moyes did? Who knows? But yeah, Blackpool, Reading, Chris.
Blackpool, are they still owned by the
Nah, Oystons are gone.
Oystons? Yeah.
No, Oystons are gone.
I've got a story about that, but I'll tell you when the show's finished. For when I worked in not for Blackpool, but I worked in Blackpool. This one, I don't know. Reading sort of really fell off the scale at the end of last season, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
but Blackpool, they had a bit of a run with Ollie, which just goes to show you, it's not always the manager that wide clubs don't do any good, because the year after we sacked him, he took Blackpool up to the Premier League. So, what can I say, old Ollie? Lovely guy. Met him full enough at the Leicester Burnley match. I can't go for another Reading win. Michael Appleton's a good manager. I think he's a good choice. We had him as a number 2 for a while, and then we sacked the guy that he came with, who I can't even remember who it was now. I think it was Shakespeare, I think, had brought him in as a number 2. And Oxford were absolutely annoyed that they'd lost him. And they said, if you ever get rid of Shakespeare, he would make you a good manager. But then we got rid of Shakespeare and we got rid of Appleton as well, which I think was wrong. Because of the Appleton affair, I do like him. I do like his style of play. I'm going for Blackpool win.
So again, you with Kate again. I'm sure you just apart from the first one, you're on a following trend.
See, that's the way I know I'm going to win this season. Just do everything.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go all out with you guys. I'm gonna go for Blackpool as well in this one. As much as Reading have re-signed Shane Long, one player does not define a team.
No.
And obviously, I'm going to go Blackpool as well. Couple of comments. I know we've gone through a few already. Chris Welch says Blackpool 2, Reading 1. Battle of the teams who will be relegated this season. True Red says, Dan, did you hear about John Dahl, Thomason, and Vincent Kompany fighting over the same flat when they were looking for places? Apparently, that was all media rumour from what Kompany came out and said in his first presser. But it was somebody in Blackburn's backroom staff that started saying that was true. So you don't know what to believe. Helen says score draw. Geordie says insert Reading. That's definitely enough to say Blackpool win. Cyber Leaders in says, hey Ed, back again with the Ed Sheeran stuff. Love it. And says Blackpool 1, Reading 2. Hate Blackpool. Interesting. Why's that? Why is that?
Harsh words there, Cyber.
It is. Hate is a strong word. Blackpool 1, Reading 1, True Red says. So that's interesting. Yeah, let us know, Sabalita, what's why the shade towards the Seasiders. Let us know in the comments. Next up, then we've got Mark's favourite team, Cardiff, up against too good for the Championship, but absolute dogger for the Prem, Norwich. Norwich haven't lost a lot of the players, to be honest, compared to like how Burnley have, which is probably why you see a lot of people predicting Norwich to make an instant return.
Yeah, I don't know what that says about Cardiff. Maybe just nobody just wants their players. To be honest with you, I mean, Pookie is supposed to be this wonderful striker, in the Championship, and he doesn't seem to know where the goal is in the Premier League. However, Cardiff have brought in 10 new players, and I'm not having a go at Forest when I say this, but when you bring in that many players, it's kind of hard to integrate them all. I mean, we had Martin Allen at our place, Mad Dog, managing for about 6 games. And I think that transfer window, we had like a whole side of left midfield players. You can't make all those changes at once and expect it to gel all together. It hurts me to say this, but I'm sure Mike will love me. Norwich win for me on this one, I'm afraid.
No,
God, that hurt.
Kate's same. She's gone for Norwich as well, so the trend is continuing. Mark says Cardiff 0, Norwich 9. Pookie hat-trick, Cantwell hat-trick, and Max Aaron's hat-trick as well. Let me just jot that down as well, that you've gone for Norwich. I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going to go for a draw. I think first game of the season, relegation. I don't know. Something tells me Norwich, but I'm going to be different. That's why I finished bottom of the Premier League one, guys. Just, that is why I finished bottom, because I went different to
under the guests even.
It was poor, as the kid says that. Truett says Paul Ince at Reading only went there for his son's sake, like at Blackpool. Helen says 1-0 Cardiff. Chris Welch says Cardiff 0, Norwich 2, and the wise old man himself, Craig, says a Norwich win as well. I bet that hurt as well. Matt says they can rat off and enjoy bottom half, the money scabbing. Yeah, you know what he means. So yeah, Twix. Beautiful confectionery. But yeah. So I'm gonna go for a draw on that one. Not moving on then to a team that's just been taken over and has quite a bit of a war chest to spend really now, of Hull, buying players for ridiculous amounts of money against some red shite that I've never heard of before.
What, Forest? They're not playing Forest, are they?
Oh no, I've heard of Forest. I mean, you can't get away from them just because
it was the red shite the media. The red shite bit confused me. Funnily
enough, first question, first one in. Bristol City win.
Who knew? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Somebody says, is Pearson still at Bristol City?
He is, yeah. He is.
It was Leicester B for a while. Unfortunately, I don't think that Bristol City are going to do well. I don't think Pearson's the manager for them. It reminds me very much of Brian Clough. He was only good when he had Peter Taylor with him.
Yeah.
When he went off on his own, to Leeds, well, we all know what happened there, don't we? So, and I think, Nigel Pearson, honestly, I mean, everything he did at Leicester, unbelievable. Love him to bits. Absolutely, spoke to him loads. Lovely guy. But he's on his own now. Hull, they're a big club. That doesn't guarantee you everything, of course. They've been there, got the T-shirt, as they say. For me, where did they finish last season? I mean, Hull were 19th, Bristol were 11th. Sorry, 19th, Bristol City 17th. Wow. Put a fag paper between them. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a Hull win.
Hull win. Hull win for Chris. Kate's gone for the draw. So you finally got two results that are different.
Yes.
I think we're gonna have an even split. You know what? I'm gonna go Bristol City.
Creep. You're just trying to creep.
No, there's no creeping.
Yeah,
there's no creeping.
Yeah. Love
I just think as much as Hull have spent money, they're going to need it to gel. And I think Bristol City towards the back end of last season put a good run of results together. And if they can keep that up, who knows? Who knows what will happen? As we said earlier, it's a tough division. I don't want to see them go up because I don't want to. We have enough shot of Anthony as it is. It'll be as bad as when Forest got promoted if they get promoted. Here he is. Niall's in. He says, "Evening, Dan and Chris in the live chat.
How are you doing, mate?
Well?
Hope you're all right. Hope you're well."
Everyone's saying hello. Chris is in with the laughing emojis. So yeah, I'm gonna go Bristol City. Anyway, on to the next one. Basically, a team that was in the playoffs last season, and a team that, for me, I think potentially could go down this year in Birmingham.
Luton win.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up win.
Birmingham, they may be the biggest, part of Birmingham. But they're the second team in that city now. They have been for a long, long time. They have been up in the Premier League. And I agree, True. I agree. But yeah. They're like a fart in a lift. They just hang around. They don't do anything. Do you know what I mean? They're always there. You open the doors and they're always there when you walk in. I like Luton. I said this right at the top of the show. I really hope they would go up. Yeah, Chris, totally agree. And Cyber. For me, and indeed Geordie, I'm a Luton fan. I'm going for Luton.
No, same. True Red says, Dan, come on, man. At least I work for Burnley FC in the community, so show me some love. Hey, there's love there. There's love there. Just because you support Forest, you do work for a wonderful club. Don't worry about it. I'm with you though, Chris. I've gone Luton. I don't think Birmingham have got. I know they've been taken over. I just don't think it's going to be enough.
No,
to be honest. Ellen says, Birmingham sharp, Luton will batter them 4-0. Interesting stuff. Big scoreline there, Helen. Big scoreline. So yeah, obviously a full house for Luton. Next up, then, everyone was saying they think Stoke's going to get promoted. Should be interesting. Should be very, very interesting. Millwall, however, no pushovers.
No. Top half of the table. Just missing out on the playoffs. At one point, it looked like they could sneak in. It's a club everybody loves to hate, of course. And I really do hate them. I cannot tell you how much. If you'd been a Leicester fan and seen when we drew them in the cup, yeah, just for that, I'm going for a Stoke win. Because I could
win.
Millwall are like something you pick up on your shoe when you walk through a field.
Sabally says, Dan, will you do a Prem show with Chris and Jake when he comes back on Saturday? If they want me, I'll see what I can do. Obviously, we will see. He's got Millwall 1, Stoke 2.
I have got a quiz coming up, but unfortunately it's a Premier League quiz. So
Jody says Stoke win. Kate's gone for a Millwall win.
Oh, Kate.
Anthony says Stoke win, hate Millwall.
Yeah, well done. We don't often agree, Anthony, but totally with you on that
one. Mike says Millwall 0, Stoke 2. Millwall lost Alex Pearce and Jed Wallace, who are big players to them. Helen says Millwall terrible. Fans, Stoke score draw possibly. Yeah, I could see it. And now says Millwall to win. So who did you say? You said Stoke, didn't you, Chris?
Yeah.
And Kate's gone for Millwall. I'm going to go separate. I'm going to go down the middle again. I'm gonna do the proverbial
get those
Forian,
splinters out.
I'm going onto the old Forian fence, and I'm.
By heck, I've not had it called that for years. Just bring your Vaseline, mate. That's all I'll say.
KY jelly, only the best. Except at the moment, I'll take what I can get to. If I find a tub of brasso back from under the sink, I'll just grit my teeth.
Yeah, my ex-wife, she. No, I won't go there.
Millwall, Stoke. Yeah, I've gone for the draw. You've gone for Stoke. Kate's gone for Millwall. Wow. People in the chat, what they're saying. Chris says Millwall 0, Stoke 1 will be one of them ugly games. Russ, welcome to the chat, Russ. I don't know whether I've seen you in here before, but thank you very much for coming along. I do appreciate everyone that comes into the channel. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the video. Also, go into the description of this video as well and go and show Chris your support as well by giving him a subscription. Do appreciate it.
Thank you. Sir.
Chris also says, I don't want Millwall in the Premier League. The police have enough to deal with.
Yeah.
That is true. Jody says, Gale Force for Stoke. Nice. See that in the Stoke Sentinel on Sunday morning.
Yeah, see what she did there.
Sably says, but imagine, lol. Craig says, tough game, 0-0. Ducky's gone 5-5. I mean, that's big.
I'll have a pint of whatever he's drinking.
I don't know what it'll be. He's probably not adult all day. He's probably just lackadaisical. Helen says, 18 watching, 19 likes. Please do, if you haven't liked this video already, let's get it past 20. Let's get it past there. Do appreciate everyone who has dropped a like on it already. Niall says, I gave you my upcoming final of the England women's video a like, Daniel. I was first to like it. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Niall. Russ says, been subscribed for a while to your channel, Dan. I'm a Leeds fan, but cover Rotherham United for work. Not wrong with that. I mean, we will be obviously speaking about Rotherham later on in the season. So if you do want to come on the channel when we do a match preview and talk about Rotherham, I understand you're a Leeds supporter, but with you working and covering Rotherham, it'd be nice to potentially obviously get your thoughts from a Rotherham side if you do cover them a lot. And you might be more knowledgeable than a Rotherham fan. I mean, it's either you or one of the remaining Chuckle brother, and I think he may be busy. So it'll have to be you, Russ. So make sure you're free. True Red says Millwall 2, Stoke 0. Gary Rowe at Derby, and Niall says 20's plenty. Put it one way, Niall. I'd hit you at 30. Whether you live or not's a different question. But yeah, Millwall Stoke has separated us all. Speaking of Rotherham, actually, Russ, let's bring them into question. As I say, they came up last season. Another team that's probably tipped to go straight back down. And well, Swansea. I'm sure Mark's got something to say about Swansea.
Mike's got something to say about most teams.
Yeah. I mean, Rotherham are one of those teams, aren't they? They have just been promoted, but again, they've lost a lot of their big players, and not to teams around them in the Championship. You know, two of their best players ended up buggering off back to League One with Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, I think that's probably like the size of the clubs, isn't it? Really, and what's on.
They don't have to move house either, do they? It's only a quick pub stop.
This is true. I like Rotherham. Basically, Julian Watts, the ex-Leicester player that used to do shows with me, he's a Rotherham fan, so I like them for that. But they have got a reputation of being a yo-yo club between the Championship and the First, and up and down, like a bride underpants on a wedding night. And Swansea, they're an established Championship team. They've been there quite some time. I mean, they finished 15th mid-table, end of the season with 3 draws. As I said, this is a head-heart thing, to be honest with you. And as soon as I want to beat, your missus. I'm going to go with Swansea to win it.
No, I think we're all pretty much of that same. Apart from True Red, has gone for Rotherham to win 2-0. Russ has said there that Rotherham have made two excellent signings in the last week. Grant Hall and Lee Peltier, two big players and experienced championship players. Rotherham 2, Swansea 1.
Lee
Interesting
Peltier,
indeed.
that's not the ex-Leicester player that's still playing, is it?
Who, Lee Peltier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he must be about 70 by now. I mean, I can remember watching him when Leicester played Burnley. Good God. I think it was that. I mean, he must be. He's going to be knocking on 70.
God knows. I know he's been knocking around the league for quite a while. Craig says holding on to Piroe, however you say, or Paro, is massive for the Swans. Playoff chance if he stays. And then he says home win, and then he goes, sorry, away win. Yeah. Hey, Craig, put your guess in for the draw as well. Cover all angles. Why not? Bugger it. No, but away win, yeah. I think that's what everyone's going for. Mike says Lee Peltier is shit. Used to play for Cardiff.
Yeah, he's played against us, I think, when he was at Cardiff.
Yeah, and Russ says Peltier is 35 now.
Wow.
So, yeah, knocking on.
I'll get my boots out.
Why not? Now we've got an all Lancastrian affair. Craig's going for 2-2.
Desmond.
Good old Desmond. The next one, then, it's an all Lancashire affair at the DW. Wigan take on Preston. And again, Wigan got promoted last season. Stormed the division, to be honest. Preston, for me, they've not been the same team since the early 2000s when they were constantly in the playoffs and bottling it. They're like the Arsenal of the Championship. So, yeah, I mean, well, that says it all there. Mark says Wigan 1, Preston 0, boring 1. Kate's gone for Preston win. Anthony's gone Wigan win. Ellen said, yeah, he used to play for LFC, Peltier. And then Mark's comment there. Geordie says Preston win as well. Talks in the chat as well. So, evening, folks. Talks in the chat. Please head on over to Football versus Cancer. Fantastic channel. Doing some stuff as well in regards to, as I say, it is a charity channel. So please do head on over there, show your support. Do appreciate it if you could. Does some fantastic stuff to talk. Yeah. Doug says, would you like me to join this at some point, Dan? Yeah, one Thursday night that you're free, I'll get you on and we'll do this. Without shadow of a doubt. Helen says, Wigan, the famous FA Cup win. Anthony just shouts, P off. Don't know what for. Just randomly getting angry.
He was probably thinking about Arteta when he typed that.
Oh, probably because I said about the Arsenal of the Championship. That's why. Wigan 0, Preston 3. Russ says Wigan 0, PNE 2. Chris has gone 2-1 to Wigan. Craig says Wigan been solid pre-season, so Wigan 2-0. Mark says, by the way, I can join next week. Brilliant. So, yeah, Mark will be our guest next week. And then, Doug, if you want to come the week after, feel free. True Red, Wigan 3, Preston 0. However, Chris, as the guest, we need your prediction. As I say, an all Lancashire affair. How do you see it going?
Again, I'm trying to overrule my heart here because I can't stand Wigan. I did like them for a while because they were the small club. They had Dave Whelan as their owner. They were the story. Yeah, they had the FA Cup win. But every year when they're in the Premier League, they just stayed up. And I hate clubs like that. You know what I mean? I just think, like, if you always finish in 16th or 17th, bugger off down a league and spend a couple of seasons down there. And that's when I stopped liking them. I mean, they had Mileski for a while. Preston, I don't know what it is about Preston. I love Preston. I I think because when I used to take them to watch Leicester play Preston when we were in the Championship, the kids used to be free all the time, so it was a good value day. All 4 of you are coming. We don't want to go, Dad. We want to go out with Mummy. Bugger that. You're coming to the football. It's free. It's got draw written all over it for me. Preston are proverbial nearly men, aren't they? But I'm not going to join you on the fence. I'm actually going to go for Preston.
Oh, so you're going with Kate with Preston? See, I've gone for Wigan. I've gone for Wigan to continue their form and from promotion.
Well, we're not worried, mate. You said you came bottom of the prediction league last year.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That is true. As I say, we are down to the final 3 predictions now. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's watching, everyone who's getting involved in the chat. As I say, please do drop a like on this video. Let's smash the likes. And obviously, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. We can see in the algorithm, in the analytics as well, that the amount of people who watch that are subscribed compared to the ones that aren't. So please do, let's get that a little bit higher as well. Subscribe to the channel, show your support, and we have got some good quality streams coming up soon as well, and a 500 subscriber special around the corner. However, that said, I treat you guys too well. Moving on to the next one then, and Middlesbrough West Brom. This is going to be, it sounds like when you say Middlesbrough West Brom, like it's going to be an interesting game. For me, though, it sounds like it could be one of the most boring, pointless fixtures of the opening week.
Middlesbrough.
Says it all.
Yeah, it does. I'm sorry, but I can't like any club that is daft enough to give Steve Bruce a job. Yeah, and I like. Who's the guy at Middlesbrough? What's he called?
Chris Wilder.
Chris Wilder. Love him as a manager. Love him, as Kevin Keegan would say. He's. Oh, it's Thursday, isn't it? Oh, some fireworks are going off down here. Is it 10 o'clock? Yes, it is. Yeah, 5 o'clock. Fireworks at 10 o'clock in Poole, ladies and gentlemen, on a Thursday night. That's my bit for Poole Tourism Board. Middlesbrough, I like Chris Wilder. I'd love to see him and get promoted. I'm going to go Middlesbrough win.
A Middlesbrough win? A Middlesbrough win? Oh, I nearly tried to write you name it with the pen with it shut. So yeah, you've gone for Borough. Kate's gone for the draw. I'm gonna go totally opposite and go West Brom.
You'll learn.
Again, I will learn at some point. Mark seems to think this will be a cracker. These two will be promoted, if you ask me. Borough 3, West Brom 2. The True Red says, should treat your missus just as much as you treat us to this content. Well, she gets treated to this content too. She gets front row seats. How lucky is she? How lucky is she?
You missed the un-off then. I definitely think you mean unlucky, mate.
I thought that was quick for me. Alan says slim win for Borough. Geordie says Steve Bruce stealing a living. Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Craig says this is a draw written all over it. 3-3. So an interesting one. Very interesting one. Anthony says fireworks by Chris. Have Leicester signed someone?
In the words of Cardi Minogue, we should be so lucky, 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 lucky.
You sang that so beautifully, Chris. I'm going to end up with a strike.
So I have to think about that then. For me, I know you can be playing me a compliment. That was never
turn that CD off. It says Charmer, isn't he? Matt says unlucky. Ducky's gone for Borough 1, West Brom 1. True Red says Borough 1, West Brom 0.
God, I keep agreeing with the Nottingham fan. I need to check myself into a clinic.
And Craig says, is she content with your content? Oh, Craig's getting in on the action. Chris. Oh, yes. There's nothing better than when Mr. Foreign introduces the button onto another channel. Lovely stuff. But she says there, I encourage the content. She does, to be fair. She says, you will do that video. You're not putting it off. So she wants me to do these. She enjoys it as much as she says she does. You know, she's none the wiser of it. So, yeah, Chris has gone for Borough, Kate's gone for the draw, and I've gone for West Brom. Another team that got promoted, this time via the playoffs. Sunderland, massive club, massive fan base. I know you're not going to want to hear that, Geordie, in the chat. And you're going to want us to do you a favour and send them back to where they belong, to League One in your eyes. But, yeah, how do you see them faring? They've now eventually, left League One to come to the Championship. Can you see them staying there, or are they going to struggle?
They've got a good young owner there, haven't they? And I don't think they'll set it alight. I don't think any club that comes up can do that. It usually takes them. Yes. No, I'm being very good. I'm not going to say a reply to that.
Ellen says that you picked a diamond.
All I'm going to say is that, I think Sunderland, lovely club, best club in the Northeast, to be honest with you. Craig, you're not coming on my channel again. I don't necessarily, they're not going to come up and do absolute, thing, but they'll probably sort of, end up in that bottom half, but they will stay up. Coventry, I just want them to go down and down and down. And I just hope...
Sure, that's a song by Status Quo.
It was, yes. I just want them to stuff it 9-0. Sorry, Coventry.
Well, I can understand why Geordie said that. I can understand why Geordie has said that.
I don't even know why you're there.
Ducky says Sunderland 2, Coventry 0.
He knows what he's talking about, that Ducky.
You're the first person to tell him that. I know his missus. I don't know how I cope. I'm still asking myself that 7 years later. She does have a point.
7 years, God.
Ellen, you don't know him like I do. He's a rough diamond. If he's a diamond, oh yeah, definitely rough around the edges. Definitely. And True Red says Sunderland 0, Coventry 2. So you're going for Sunderland, did you say, Chris?
Yeah. I don't care where they finished. Who's the new boys? Who finished at where? Please, Sunderland.
The old Mackhams to do you a favour.
You're the best team in the Northwest. You really are.
Alan says, no, I don't. Chris says Sunderland 2, Coventry 1. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to join you. I'm going to go for Sunderland. Kate went for the draw.
Oh, I might change my mind then.
Craig says, Kate, we all know you're his number 2 fan because Chris is number 1. It's funny, I've not heard his song in the charts.
I sang it earlier.
Oh yeah, you did. You give us a little piece of it, didn't you? I
did.
Helen says, "Do Coventry travel well?" Not sure whether they do or not. Kate says, "After Chris, of course, Craig." Yes, definitely. Geordie says, "Chris, you'll be on a Newcastle channel. I'll remind you of your comments." And Mark says, in regards to Helen's comment about Coventry travelling, they were decent on the road last season. And that brings us
shite in the stadium, but decent on the road.
That brings us then to the last game of the opening week, which is Watford against Sheffield United. One of Chris's faves against a team from Yorkshire. I mean, again, Watford are such a yo-yo championship side. Sheffield United are a team that I thought would have come straight back up, to be honest. With the players that they had, the likes of Ryan Brewster from Liverpool. It's just not worked out for Sheffield United, has it? And under Paul Heckingbottom.
Their big mistake was getting rid of Chris Wilder.
Yeah. I agree.
I honestly believe that. I mean, sometimes you look at a club and go, yeah, maybe he's taking them as far as he can. And again, without being awful, probably you'd look at Sean Dyche at Burnley and go, well, yeah, you've stepped up there with getting company. But yeah, I like Chris Wilder, like I said before, as a manager. And I am not going to let my thoughts on Watford influence me at all here. Sheffield United win.
Everyone else is sort of the same caliber. Sheffield United win. Kate's gone for Sheffield United as well.
In fact, I'll give you a double on that. Sheffield United win and Watford have a new manager by Monday night. And it's a Monday night kickoff as well. So.
It's already 500 to 1 on.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go a little bit different again. I feel like I'm going to ride a wave of luck this year. It's just a shame that the word "bad" is in front of it. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to say it's opening day of the season. I'm going to say that Watford may actually get something out of this. So I'm going to go down the middle with a draw. You guys are saying in the chat, as I say, Anthony says Sheffield United win. Mark says Watford 0, Sheffield United 1. Have too many attackers. McGoldrick, McBurney, Brewster. Is McGoldrick still there? Thought he was released. Craig says Watford win. Ducky says Watford 1, Sheffield United 2. Helen says I want Watford to win, but it's going to be a hard game. Handbags, you name it. Bozo, Shitsters 2, Sheffield United 1. True Red says McGoldrick is at Derby. Mark, yeah, I was going to say I'm sure he got released. Kate says, I predict Daniel will finish bottom of the table again on predictions. You're a shit, you. Comment of the night goes to Kate Musgrove again. Well played. Back in your perch. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't even proofread it. I just whacked it up on screen and made myself like a right knob.
That was the first time you've whacked it up, is it?
And Kate says, I'm your number one fan. Don't be like that.
Number 2, Kate. Back off.
Chris says, Watford 1, Sheffield United 1. Matt says, shit, yeah. He went there, didn't he? He did. And Anthony says, good stream this, Dan. I'll have to come on soon, mate. Yeah, I'll have to get you involved in one if you're interested. And obviously we'll take it from there. But yeah, that is your opening fixtures predicted. So it's going to be interesting. As I say, I'll just have a brief look back through what we've said. The opening game tomorrow, as I say, for Huddersfield against Burnley. Me and Chris have both gone for the draw. Kate's gone for a Burnley win. Then next up, obviously, Blackburn Rovers at home. Kate and Chris have gone for the proverbial draw, where I've gone for QPR. Say no more. Blackpool against Reading. It was a full house for Blackpool. Cardiff and Norwich. I sat on the fence while Chris and Kate went for a nice trip to East Anglia. Hull and Bristol City was all separated. Chris went for Hull, Kate went down the middle, and I went for a pant with Anthony down in Bristol. Next up then, we had Luton against Birmingham, which was a full house for Luton. Birmingham seemed to be in dire straits this season. Millwall Stoke, again, separated. Kate for Millwall, myself on the fence, and Stoke got Chris's support. Motherwell Swansea, we all went for Swansea, another full house there. Wigan against Preston. Kate and Chris again joining the Lily Whites in a win where I, me being a fat man, couldn't turn down a Wigan kebab. So obviously I had to go for Wigan. Borough West Brom. Chris went for Borough. Kate went down the middle. And I went surprisingly, for Steve Bruce's West Brom. I completely didn't think about the Steve Bruce element, even though we spoke about it. But hey ho. Sunderland Coventry. Myself and Chris went for a trip to the northeast while Kate sat on the fence trying to look over her shoulder.
You sent it to Coventry, didn't you?
You
sent it to Coventry.
No, she was on the fence. She was on the fence with that one.
Wow, okay.
And then on the last game, the Monday night fixture, And the beginning of the month, 1st of August, Kate and Chris went for Sheffield United, and I decided to sit where Kate had sat on the fence. And to be honest, it was quite warm, actually. That was the predictions for the opening week. As I say, thank everyone for their support. Just have a look at your comments before we leave as well. Mark says, Motherwell lost to Sligo Rovers. Don't know why I laughed like that. I should have laughed more like boys. No wonder why certain people have gone into hiding. Say no more. Ducky says, just because I'm not on at the beginning of a stream, bud, I think Huddersfield beat us 2-0. Interesting, Ducky. Interesting. He says, want us to win, but just can't see it. Helen says, are you shitting me? Sligo have won. Geordie says, come on, Coventry 3-0. Mark says, yeah. Oh, where have we gone? Hold on. Where have we gone? Sligo have beaten them. Helen says, I predict. Why are you being funny now? Let's go back to the phone. Being stupid. Craig says, great show, Dan. Good luck for the season. I mean that sincerely. Yeah, same to yourselves and Leicester, Craig. Appreciate it.
Sincerely, folks.
I do appreciate that, Craig. And as I say, fingers crossed we're going to be together in the same division next season. Fingers crossed, as I say. Let's see. Ellen says, Dave LFC chats will be laughing. Mark says, now, where are you? Ellen says, where is this year going? Blink again and it will be Christmas. It wouldn't surprise me. Matt says, yes, she is. Well, thanks, Dan, because I brought up the proverbial Scottish football name. And Geordie says, over his head, Chris.
I know, Geordie, I know, but, what do you expect from, Lancashire people?
Oh, here we go.
Kate
said I sound like Janice from Friends. Who's Janice from Friends? The one who goes out with Ross? I'm going back to the football before I lose my male civility. He's in. Keeping a low profile. Noble service resumes on. I'm guessing you mean in 2 to 3 days, but yeah. Helen says, roll on the floor, laughing, etc. Now says I'm getting a season ticket for Sligo. Sly Dog, that's you now. That's it. Any team that beats you, go and get a ticket for. All right, I know what you mean now that you've shown me a Google picture. And Nat says, evening all, hope you're well, Nat. I said, good luck to Sheffield Wednesday as well for next season. As I say, I hope your teams do really well, no matter who you support. Unless you support Blackburn, then, it just is what it is. I'm sorry, I can't give you any commendation for that. Chris, thank you very much for giving us your insight to the Championship. Thank you for coming on again.
I have no insight at all. It was yes, I hate them. I'll go for the other team.
Well, you'll be back tomorrow with us, won't you? Because we are doing the watch-along for the game. So it'll be good to have you back. Looking forward to it. Yeah,
I mean, it's football. I've got to be honest with you. And it's a great weekend because, Championship is back on Friday. The Community Shield from the mighty King Power Stadium is here on Saturday, and bring on the Germans, the England-Germany on Sunday. So, it's going to be a great weekend of football. Let's start off quiet and build up to the big one.
It is indeed. Helen says, good night all. Thank you for the stream, Dan, and chat. Mark says, quick prediction for Sutton versus Newport or leave for my preview. You know what? 1-0 Newport. I'll call 1-0 Newport. What are you going for, Chris?
I've absolutely no idea.
Me neither. I'm just winging it. I just put a score out.
You dragged these out of me for the Championship. I've got no bloody chance with League Two, have I? I don't know. Let's say 0-0 draw. I have no idea. No, I tell you what. Mike's a cool guy. We'll go 2-0 Newport.
Oh, we've gone 2-0 Newport. I've gone for the 1-0. I'm sure you'll take a win either way, whatever the scoreline. But yeah, thank you everyone in the chat for obviously supporting us and being with us tonight, getting involved, putting your predictions in as well. As Chris said there, Chris will be back tomorrow for this, the live watch along. It's not going to be a snore fest. Definitely not going to be a snore fest. It's going to be interesting. As I say, first game of the season, opening account. Craig gone for Sutton. Kate says, hate to admit it, but I've missed the prediction show with you two. Sorry you won't be back next week, Chris. Been a great show. Well, it's just with the difference, with the difference of times, and Leicester could play on Thursdays or Fridays, etc. It's just one of those things.
All I will say is if he gets let down, guess what?
The standing will be back.
Yes, indeed.
It's been a great show. You two keep being you and smashing it. Do appreciate it.
Kate. Thank you, Kate.
Mark says, cheers, lads. True Red says, Sutton 1, Newport 0. Max says, piss off, Craig. And then Geordie says, Sutton, Chris. So everyone's going to Sutton to wind Mark up. Love that. And
Don't get lost on the train tomorrow or Saturday, Mike. Whatever you do.
Yeah. Good luck with the travel as well, because obviously I know that's looking like quite bleak at the moment. So yeah, join me and Chris again tomorrow evening, 7:45, when we'll go live for Huddersfield Burnley. And on Sunday, I will be live. Not sure whether there will be a guest or whether I will be all alone for a live watch along where England take on the Germans at Wembley to win the Euros 2022. Chris, again, as I said, thank you for coming on. Do appreciate you giving up your time to help us here in the Championship, to help we've always said that the money needs to filter down the divisions. However, if they'll send you,
occasionally you have to go down to steerage just to appreciate first class. Did you ever watch that film? And I think it's now a TV show as well, Snowpiercer.
No.
Oh, no, I won't explain that then, because it'll be right over your head.
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't a clue. But yeah, no, thank you very much for giving up your time.
You're more than welcome, sir. You're more than welcome.
And yeah, where can people find you and your stuff?
Well, obviously here tomorrow night. And I will put an offer out that if you struggle on Sunday, you know where you're welcome. You can find me at Leicester TID on Twitter and Leicester Solidarity TV on the old YouTubes. I'm on Twitch as well.
Yes, don't forget the old Twitch.
Well, I'm on it. I don't know what I'm doing on it, to be honest. I feel like when you walk into a bar and everybody's so quiet and stares at you because it's your first time. That's what I feel like going on to Twitch. LTID TV on Twitch, and I might as well say it while I'm here because everybody's following the wrong account on TikTok. I've seen everybody, all my mates, are sending me on my own. I don't post anything. I've purely got one on TikTok. So I can delete people, but it's LTID TV as well on TikTok.
No, brilliant stuff. As I say, guys, please do get involved with us tomorrow for the watch along, the opening day of the Championship season, where we'll be back with banter, laugh, jokes, goals. Fingers crossed, goals. As I say, it should be good. Geordie says Championship next season, Chris.
God, can you imagine the grief I'd get off Dan if we did?
Especially if we went up and you went down. I think that would hurt. That would hurt. It would hurt for you.
Not as much as us going down and Forest staying up. I'm going to be fair. That would be.
That would be a proverbial kick in the nads. Speaking of kicks in the nads, we all mark one. He says, "Come on, Germany."
How are your predictions gone so far, Mike? You've gone from supporting Austria to Norway to Spain.
Chris, did you see that on Sky? Did you see that on Sky where Peter Stevenson was at Sheffield and he was interviewing some of the fans outside before the game, and he said, "Oh, we found an old Sweden fan here and stuff like that." And he went over. He said, "Oh, how do you think the game's going to go?" He's like, I think we're going. I think Sweden will win. I think they'll do it. I think they're absolutely. He goes, "You're not from Sweden, are you?" He goes, "No, I'm a little bit north of the border. He says, and why do you support Sweden? He says, well, I'm not going to support the English, am I?
Well, Mike, at least you can say Wales were at the Euros this year because there was a Welsh referee last night.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, that's as close as they get in Wales.
It is indeed. However, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I understand that it is getting late now, coming up towards 10:30. So I do appreciate everybody in the chat that's been involved tonight. I say this will be a constant thing every Thursday at 9. So this will be a staple throughout the season. Please do get involved in the chat, as I say, every Thursday at 9 o'clock. And True Red says, be crying on the telly with Huddersfield tomorrow night. I hope so. I hope the camera fans, Ryan or Brad, two of the lads I did previews with. I don't want to see them upset, but I mean, I may have a little, I may have a Barry chuckle to myself if they do. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for getting involved and giving us your predictions. But yeah, the season starts tomorrow in terms of the Championship. And I, for one, I'm looking forward to it. The arse tells a different story. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for Huddersfield Burnley. Chris, thank you again very much. Everyone in the chat, enjoy. It's nearly weekend. And don't do anything me and Chris wouldn't enjoy. Take it easy.